Imagine a power so vast that it not only gave birth to the universe, but also created the very gods who govern its mysteries. That's Ra, the sun god in Egyptian mythology, a figure who not only brought light to the world, but also shaped the destinies of all the deities who populated it. Ra is not just one god among many. He is the beginning of everything, the first breath of life that resounded in the primordial void. In a pantheon filled with powerful beings, Ra stands out as the creator of creators, an entity whose actions not only shaped the course of ancient history, but also left an indelible mark on ancient civilizations and their mythologies. But what makes Ra so fascinating? It's not just his ability to illuminate the physical world, but also the spiritual universe. As the ruler of heaven, earth, and the underworld, Ra played a central role in maintaining the balance between chaos and order, a task that required more than mere strength. It required wisdom, cunning, and a deep understanding of the secrets that govern the cosmos. He was not a distant god, but a constant presence, guiding both gods and mortals on their daily journeys. And his influence was not limited to Egypt. Ra's lessons echo throughout the legends of many cultures, showing us that true power lies beyond mere strength. It lies in the ability to create, sustain, and, when necessary, transform. In this exploration, you will not only learn about Ra as a mythological figure, but also discover how his stories continue to impact the way we understand the world around us. From the creation of humanity to his battles against the forces of chaos, each aspect of Ra teaches us something about leadership, responsibility, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Prepare to be immersed in a narrative that not only reveals the mysteries of the past, but also offers valuable lessons for the present and future. In every ray of sunlight, in every cycle of day and night, the story of Ra reminds us that true power lies in the ability to create, to illuminate, and to guide others towards the light. Ra, this name echoes through the centuries, marking his place as the god who shaped the universe in Egyptian mythology. Imagine chaos, the absolute void, without light or sound, where nothing existed but eternal darkness. It was from this abyss that Ra emerged, born from the primordial waters of Nun, bringing with him the first light that would bathe the world. He not only illuminated the earth, but gave life to all things, gods and mortals, sealing his position as the sovereign of the heavens, the earth, and even the dreaded underworld. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to control day and night, to have in your hands the power to decide when the sun should rise? Well, Ra did it masterfully. Each morning, he would rise on the horizon, guiding the sun on its daily journey, renewing life and hope for all beings. And when night fell, he would descend to the underworld, ensuring that order prevailed over chaos. In many ways, we can see how this daily journey of Ra reflects the human struggle itself. Rising each day to face challenges, triumphing over difficulties, and beginning again, like a continuous cycle. The mythology of Ra reminds us that light and darkness coexist, and both are necessary for the harmony of the universe. Consider how this duality manifests itself in our lives. There are times when we are illuminated by ideas, energy, and inspiration, but there are also times when we find ourselves in the shadows, facing challenges that seem insurmountable. Ra teaches us that these moments are opportunities to grow, learn, and eventually emerge stronger, just as he does at sunrise. But Ra was not just a distant, unreachable god. His presence was felt in every ray of sunlight that touched the earth, in every cycle of day and night. He was the guardian of cosmic order, ensuring that life continued, that the gods fulfilled their roles, and that mortals followed their destinies. This concept of order, so present in Egyptian mythology, makes us reflect on what guides us in our own lives. What keeps our personal world in balance? Perhaps that is something to think about the next time the sun rises. As we explore the ancient history and culture of ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, we see that the reverence for Ra was not just about worshiping a god, but about understanding the natural cycles of the world and our connection to them. With each sunrise, it was as if Ra was renewing his pact with humanity, promising another day to live, grow, and prosper. And so we move forward, guided by this light, awaiting the next revelations that Egyptian mythology has to offer us. If there is one image that captures the essence of Ra, It is that of his solar bark cutting through the sky, carrying the sun through the celestial realms and the underworld. During the day, this bark, known as the manjet, glides majestically across the firmament, bringing light and warmth to all creatures. But at night, Ra's journey becomes more challenging as he boards the Mesectet, his night bark, navigating the perilous rivers of the underworld. This journey is not just a crossing. It is a battle against the chaos represented by the serpent Apophis, who tries to swallow the sun and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Imagine that each of us is also in our own boat, sailing the seas of life. There are days when the crossing is smooth, the sun shines, and everything seems in order. But, like R.A., we all face our own Apophis, moments of chaos and uncertainty that threaten to derail us from our course. Egyptian mythology teaches us that, just as R.A. defeats this serpent every night, we too have the ability to overcome our challenges and emerge victorious. And when we do so, we ensure not only our survival, but the continuity of order in our lives. The story of R.A. transports us to a world where the balance between light and darkness is vital to existence. Think about the importance of finding this balance in your own life. There are times when we must shine brightly, but there are also times when we must face the shadows, without losing faith that the sun will always rise again. R.A. shows us that the journey is never easy, but it is precisely in the hardships that we discover our true strength. It is a lesson in resilience that applies to ancient mythological heroes as well as to us in our everyday struggles. As the solar bark cuts through the sky, it also symbolizes the passage of time, a reminder that each day brings new opportunities and new challenges. In the end, what matters is not just the destination, but the journey itself. It is during this journey that we learn, grow, and transform. If we focus only on the end goal, we can miss the valuable lessons we find along the way. So the next time you face a challenge, remember Ra's journey and the lessons it offers us. With the arrival of dawn, Ra's bark completes its journey, bringing light back to the world. It is an eternal cycle, a dance between order and chaos, light and darkness. With each new day, R.A. renews his promise to maintain balance, and so must we in our lives. Egyptian mythology, rich in history and legend, offers us these stories not only to entertain us, but to guide us like a shining star on the horizon of ancient history. R.A., although sovereign, was never alone in his grand mission to maintain order in the universe. He intertwined with other gods, forming alliances that reflect the complexity and richness of Egyptian mythology. One of the most powerful combinations is Ammonius R.A., a fusion between R.A., the god of the sun, and Ammonius, the god of wind and air. Together, they represented the union of creative power and the invisible force that moves the universe. It is no wonder that, during the height of ancient Egypt, this fusion became the representation of absolute power, worshipped in temples that stretched along the Nile. These fusions are not just random combinations of deities. They have a deeper meaning that resonates with the idea that the divine is multifaceted. R.A. Horikti, for example, combines R.A. with Horus, the god of the sky and kingship. This aspect reflects the connection between solar power and divine leadership, where the pharaoh, as Horus' representative on earth, is seen as the son of R.A. Egyptian mythology was deeply intertwined with the politics and society of the time, where these divine associations reinforce the legitimacy of royal power and the established order. Consider how these divine alliances resemble human relationships. In our lives, we too form partnerships, alliances, and connections that strengthen us and help us achieve our goals. Just as R.A. joined forces with other gods to maintain cosmic order, we too can find strength in our collaborations and partnerships. Whether at work, in personal projects, or in our communities, these connections are essential for success and balance. It is interesting to note how Egyptian mythology presents us with a vision of the divine that is flexible and adaptable. By combining aspects of different gods, it recognizes that reality is complex and that different situations require different approaches. This ancient wisdom can be applied to our modern lives, where we need to be adaptable and open to new ideas and collaborations. Ancient history and ancient civilizations show us that in numbers there is strength, and that often the solution to a problem lies in joining forces with those who share our goals. As we continue our exploration of the mythology, history, and legends of ancient Egypt, we see that Ra, despite being the god of the sun, found in his alliances with other gods a way to expand his power and influence. These divine partnerships teach us about the importance of collaboration, mutual respect, and the pursuit of common goals, something that resonates strongly both in mythology and in our daily lives. When we speak of Ra, we are not only talking about a god who illuminates the world with his solar presence, but also a being whose deeds shaped the destinies of both gods and mortals. One of the most moving feats attributed to Ra is the creation of humanity. According to legend, human beings were born from Ra's tears, shed in a moment of deep reflection on his creation. This act was not simply a gesture of divine power, but a demonstration of his connection to all life, reflecting the idea that, in Egyptian mythology, gods and mortals are inextricably linked. Ra was not only the creator, he was also the supreme ruler among the gods. His authority was unchallenged, and he maintained the cosmic order that underpinned the universe. The other gods acknowledged his leadership and respected him as the king of the gods. In a sense, Ra was the great judge, the keeper of the balance between chaos and order, a figure who personified justice and righteousness. In ancient history, this idea of a just and powerful leader resonates strongly, showing how ancient civilizations valued wisdom and steadfastness in their rulers. But even gods grow old, and Ra was no exception. There is a legend that tells how, feeling the weight of age, Ra transferred some of his power to the goddess Isis. Isis, known for her intelligence and skill in magic, used this opportunity to learn Ra's secret name, thus increasing her own power. This myth is not only a story of a transition of power, but also a lesson in the passage of time and the inevitable change it brings. In life, we also need to recognize when it is time to pass the baton and trust the next generations to carry on our work. And what about the Eye of Ra? It is not only a symbol of protection, but also an extension of his will and power. The Eye of Ra could take different forms, such as the goddesses Sekhmet or Hathor, and was used both to protect his devotees and to exact revenge on his enemies. This duality between protection and revenge reminds us that, in Egyptian mythology, the gods possessed both benevolent and terrifying qualities, reflecting the complexity of life itself. It is not unlike the heroes we find in the legends of other mythologies, such as Greek or Norse, where heroic actions often involve both compassion and destruction. Finally, the festival of Opet, celebrated in Thebes, is a testament to the devotion and respect that the ancient Egyptians had for Ra. During this festival, the statue of Ammonius Ra was carried in a procession that symbolized the renewal of the pharaoh's royal power. This festival was not only a religious celebration, but an event that reinforced the connection between the pharaoh and the gods, legitimizing his divine authority. Thus, we see that, through his deeds and legends, Ra not only shaped Egyptian mythology, but also the culture and society of ancient Egypt. When we think of Ra, we cannot fail to mention the fascinating Eye of Ra, one of the most enigmatic and powerful symbols in Egyptian mythology. The Eye of Ra was not just an ornament, but a living force, a direct extension of the power of the sun god. He could manifest himself as the fearsome goddess Sekhmet, known for her ferocity, or as Hathor, the goddess of love and joy. This duality reflects the complexity of Ra himself, at once a source of life and destruction. It is as if Ra were constantly watching over the world, ready to protect his devotees or punish those who dared to challenge the cosmic order. Another intriguing aspect of Ra is the festival of Opet, one of the most important events in the ancient Egyptian calendar. This festival, celebrated in Thebes, was a true demonstration of faith and power. The statue of Ammonius Ra was transported from the Temple of Karnak to the Temple of Luxor in a grand procession, symbolizing the renewal of the pharaoh's divine power. For the Egyptian people, this was not just a celebration, but a moment of profound spiritual connection. Imagine the grandeur of this celebration, where mythology, history, and ancient culture were intertwined in a single event, reinforcing the belief in the divinity of the pharaoh and the eternal power of Ra. The representations of Ra are equally fascinating, charged with symbolism and power. He is often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, one of the most majestic and swift birds in the sky, crowned with a solar disk surrounded by a serpent. This symbol is not chosen at random. It encapsulates Ra's sovereignty over the sun and the sky, and his ability to see everything from his elevated position. It is a constant reminder of Ra's role as the watchful eye of the universe, ever-present, ever-powerful, and always in balance between creation and destruction. These curiosities make us think about how deeply Egyptian mythology was embedded in people's daily lives. Every symbol, every ritual, every festival had a meaning that went beyond mere worship. They were living expressions of a deep belief in the interconnection between the divine and the human. The Eye of Ra, the Festival of Opet, and their iconic representations serve as a testament to the respect and reverence that the ancient Egyptians had for their pantheon of gods, especially Ra, who was at the center of everything. As we continue to explore these stories and symbols, we come to realize that Egyptian mythology is not just a collection of ancient legends. It is a reflection of ancient civilizations, their beliefs, values, and ways of life. Ra, in all his forms and manifestations, reminds us of the need for balance, connection with the sacred, and respect for the cosmic order. And so we continue, delving even deeper into the mysteries surrounding this sun god, as we prepare to explore the sacred texts and scriptures that hold his stories. As we delve into the sacred texts of ancient Egypt, we find Ra in a central position, guiding not only the light of the sun, but also the words that shaped spirituality and belief in the afterlife. Prominent among these texts is the Book of Thoth, which, although usually associated with the god of wisdom, also has an indirect connection to Ra. Thoth, the scribe of the gods, recorded cosmic laws, many of which were based on the order established by Ra. This legendary and mysterious book symbolizes divine knowledge, and in every line there is an echo of the power of Ra, the force that keeps the universe in balance. The pyramid texts are another monumental work that places Ra at the center of Egyptian cosmology. Inscribed on the walls of the pyramids, these texts were intended to guide the dead pharaoh on his journey to join Ra in heaven. Each incantation, each prayer, was a key to unlocking the path to eternity with the sun god. The presence of Ra in these texts reinforces his importance as the supreme god, the creator, and the one who grants immortality to the righteous. These texts were not just religious writings, but practical manuals for ascension to the divine, showing how ancient history and mythology were deeply intertwined in Egyptian culture. The coffin texts follow this tradition, but with a broader scope, not limiting their instructions to the pharaohs alone, but extending their reach to the nobles. Here, Ra remains a central figure, the one the dead must find and please in order to ensure their safe passage through the underworld. The incantations and rituals detailed in these texts show the continual evolution of Egyptian mythology, adapting to the needs of a changing society, but always maintaining Ra as the pillar of order and justice in the universe. These texts reveal how the Egyptians viewed death not as an end, but as a continuation, with the journey to meet Ra as the final destination. Perhaps the most famous text related to Ra is the Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and incantations that guided the dead on their journey through the underworld. Ra appears repeatedly as the final judge, the one who weighs the actions of the dead and decides their fate. This text, widely used during the New Kingdom, encapsulates the central belief that life is a preparation for an encounter with the divine. Ra's presence in the Book of the Dead highlights his importance as the ultimate arbiter of fate, and how Egyptian mythology viewed justice as a fundamental principle of cosmic order. These texts, which carry the weight of millennia, continue to fascinate us, offering a window into the mind and soul of the ancient Egyptians. Ra, in each of them, is not just a distant god, but a living presence, a guide and protector, someone who is deeply intertwined in daily life and death. As we explore these scriptures, we are reminded that for the Egyptians, mythology, history, and religious belief were inseparable. And so we move forward, ready to unravel the final mysteries surrounding Ra and his role in the vast universe of ancient Egypt. In the vastness of Egyptian mythology, where each god has his own sphere of influence, Ra stands out not only as the creator and ruler of the universe, but also as the keeper of profound secrets. Although there is no specific book of Ra, as there is for Thoth, Ra is inextricably linked to sacred knowledge and the mysteries that govern the cosmos. The ancient Egyptians believed that Ra, in his infinite wisdom, held the keys to understanding the mysteries of the universe, secrets that only the most worthy could unlock. These mysteries are not merely abstract or metaphysical. They manifest themselves in the sacred texts, rituals, and symbols that permeate Egyptian culture. Ra, like the sun, illuminates these secrets, but only those who truly seek wisdom can decipher what is hidden in the shadows. Mythology, history, and legend show us that the search for knowledge is not an easy journey. It requires perseverance, patience, and, above all, the willingness to face the unknown. Just as Ra illuminates the world with his light, he also illuminates the minds of those who dedicate themselves to understanding the mysteries of life and death. Ra's connection to these mysteries can be seen in the sacred texts themselves. In the Book of the Dead, for example, Ra is the final judge, the one who decides the fate of souls. But to reach this judgment, the deceased must pass a series of trials, each of which reflects the secrets that govern the cosmos. The cosmic order that Ra protects is not just a matter of keeping the sun in motion. It is also a matter of maintaining the balance between chaos and order, between light and darkness. These principles are the foundations of Egyptian mythology and resonate throughout ancient civilizations, which also sought to understand the role of the divine in maintaining universal order. Ra, at his core, is more than a god. He is a symbol of the relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth. In ancient history, we find examples of sages and philosophers who, like Ra, sought to understand the secrets of the universe. They knew that knowledge is power, and that this power must be used wisely. Thus, Ra's journey through the heavens and the underworld is not just a physical journey, but also a metaphor for the journey of knowledge, a journey that we all, in some way, undertake in our lives. Throughout Egyptian mythology, Ra presents himself as a figure of profound wisdom and mystery. He is the keeper of the secrets that underpin the cosmos, and his light is a metaphor for knowledge that illuminates the darkness of ignorance. In exploring the mysteries surrounding Ra, we are not just learning about a mythological figure. We are delving into the depths of human knowledge, where each answer leads us to new questions, and each mystery unraveled reveals an even greater one. And so the quest continues, ever toward the light, ever guided by Ra's wisdom. Now that you've explored the fascinating story of Ra, the god who created other gods, it's time to reflect on what this means for your own life. In a world where darkness and chaos seem to always be lurking, Ra teaches us that true strength lies in the ability to create light, to maintain order, even in the face of adversity. Think about the areas in your life where you can be the sun itself, illuminating the path for others and bringing balance where there was once confusion. Ra not only guided gods and mortals, but also inspired the search for wisdom, something we can all apply in our daily lives. Are you ready to take on the role of creator in your own life? What are you waiting for to use the wisdom you have gained here and start making real changes? The story of Ra reminds us that each new day is an opportunity to start over, to fight against the challenges that arise, and to emerge stronger, just like the sun at dawn. So, what will you do with this new light that has been shed on your journey? Before moving on, I want to invite you to continue exploring these fascinating topics. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for the next stories and lessons we have yet to share. After all, knowledge is the key to true transformation, and we are just beginning to unravel the mysteries of the past that still have so much to teach us.